I'll show you how to grill grass-fed beef. Grass-fed beef is awesome to grill, but it's also a little bit more tenuous than just grilling your regular run-of-the-mill corn-fed grass-fed beef. Mainly for the biggest reason is because there's just not as much fat in there. So it's a lot leaner, a lot healthier, which means that basically if you grill it at too high a temps, it's going to just get tough and dry out. So that's something you want to watch out for. So I've been marinating this in a little bit of olive oil, garlic, thyme, or oregano, and lemon. And I've been marinating that for a couple hours, just to kind of get some moisture into it, get some fat into it. Adding that fat is going to help out that grill a lot more. So I'm going to grill these to about rare to medium rare. You really don't want to cook grass-fed any more than that. Medium maybe to be kind of the farthest you want to push it, but you really don't want to push it any more than that, just because you're going to get a really tough piece of meat. I'm going to put mine at about a medium heat, so not too hot. One way to kind of test it out without even having to monitor a temperature, hold your hand over the top. If you can hold it there for about 3 to 5 seconds without a problem, without it starting to hurt, you're good. So I actually can turn it up just a touch, so I can hold it a little bit longer. The other thing that you kind of want to watch out for is you don't want to put your steak on a direct heat source. So wherever I've kind of got a lot of flame coming up, I don't want to put the steak right on top of that, because for one, it's going to leach out the moisture, and two, it's going to char it really, really intensely. So let's put the steaks on and see what we get. I love that sizzle sound. It's awesome. There's also a bit of salt in there as well in that marinade. So that's going to go, I'm going to have that go for about 6 to 8 minutes on each side. So the steak in the back is actually cooking a little bit quicker than the steak in the front. So I'm just going to move this one back a little bit. But as you can see, it's making beautiful grill marks. One kind of key thing to keep in mind when you're grilling a steak, especially a grass-fed steak, is you don't want to push it or smush it down, because that'll release those juices. And once those juices start being released, you're going to lose a lot of that moisture content. Probably T-bone, New York strip, sirloin, tenderloin. Those would be probably your best options. They're nice and tender. And there's not a whole lot of connective tissue in them, so you're not going to get a very chewy piece of steak. So that's one less thing you're going to have to contend with when you go and pick your cut of beef. And then just kind of a sidebar, when you're grilling grass-fed burgers, one little tip that I give people: mix cheese in with your ground beef. So mix in cheddar, blue cheese, even mozzarella, just into that mixture, that ground beef mixture, because that'll automatically add fat to it. And that'll help you grill your burger a whole lot better, because you'll be able to restore that flavor content as well. Probably be your more rare steak, and that's okay, I'll eat that. So these are just going to go for another 6 minutes, probably not that first one. You want to watch it. One thing to kind of keep in mind is your internal temperature of your steak. I don't actually recommend poking it with a meat thermometer, because basically you're going to release those juices. So I'd much rather just do the touching test, which I'll show you in a little while once we take the steaks off. Steak here is probably at a medium rare once we cut into it, and I can check that just by touching it. There's a lot of little give to it, but it's not super firm, kind of like that hard hockey puck sort of feel if you kind of overdo your steak. It's got a little smushiness to it. It'll be more like the medium, or probably more the rare to medium rare. So it's just got a little more smush to it. So once I cut into it, it's going to be quite pink inside. But like I said before, you really don't want grass-fed beef to be cooked to over a medium, because you're just going to get a dry piece of beef. The other thing I like to do when you take it off the grill is just salt it a little bit. Let it rest for about 10 minutes and go from there. And it's cutting through nice and easily. Oh yeah. So that's going to be kind of your rare to medium rare, but it's super pink inside and super delicious.